far left's time to exit, coalition's time to soar. New Zealanders have had enough of the far left political nonsense. They're over virus fear-mongering, they're over gender-bender rainbow rights, they're over race-based policies, and they're over non-stop climate change propaganda. In essence, they're definitely over the crazy New Zealand Green and the lazy Te Pāti Maori parties, and they're mostly over the failed desperate Labour Party. The La La Land Greens and Maori are self-destructing, but there's still some light at the end of the tunnel for Labour. Unfortunately, the Ardern Hipkins behind duo corrupted politics by introducing media bribes and fake news, by backstabbing their traditional supporters, and by betraying Kiwis across the board. Including the infamous words from Hipkins that nobody was forced to vaccinate, they had a choice. In a nutshell, it's time for the Greens and Te Pāti Maori to exit stage left, and it's time for the failed Labour government who betrayed New Zealanders, it's time for them to reshuffle. If New Zealand is to recover swiftly, people need to be fired. The bribed and corrupt mainstream media needs a major shake-up. The boards of TVNZ and RNZ should be sacked immediately, along with several of their third-rate woke opinionated dual-language speaking journalists and correspondents. If the TVNZ and RNZ boards don't voluntarily resign, or if they're not sacked by the new coalition government, then they should be cancelled by the general public. A later video will be released on how to do this, but let's give them time to do the right thing first. The failed New Zealand Labour Party also needs a major shake-up. Certain ex-ministers also need to exit stage left. The ex-Prime Minister Chris Hipkins needs to be rolled, if not booted out of the party altogether. The racist Willie Jackson needs to be kicked out immediately, and a few other names like Kieran McAnulty, Aisha Verrill, Ginny Anderson, and Jan Tinetti all need to make an exit stage left as soon as possible. There is definitely no hope for the Labour Party while these incompetent politicians remain in any form of political power. What New Zealanders need now, is for the new coalition government to actually step up, to actually make real change, to actually perform, and actually prove to the country that they were worth voting into power. 3 years is not a long time, but the coalition government will have to soar. What Kiwis care mostly about is obvious. 1. The cost of living, the high cost of food, fuel, power, and other everyday essentials. 2. Healthcare, long GP and hospital wait times, and a huge shortage of nurses and doctors. 3. Law and order, the never-ending daily crimes committed by mostly younger people. 4. Housing and education, a must for progress and keeping Kiwis in New Zealand. 5. The rest, transport is a mess, the roads are a mess, you name it. The Ardern Hipkins failed far-left coalition of chaos created a mess for the country. Fix the mess. Time for the new coalition government to step up and soar. Thank you for listening. Geraint, on behalf of WhangareiTim.